Hello, I'm Annie Schwartz from the Milwaukee Police Department, and we're here to tell you about Milwaukee's 10 most wanted people for the month of December. Now, usually it's 10 most wanted. This month it's 9 because Philando Davis was arrested by Milwaukee police officers from our Fugitive Apprehension Unit right after our posters went to print. But we still have 9 dangerous criminals out there. Take a look at the video and let us know if you recognize somebody. Octaviano Juarez Cuoro is wanted for first-degree intentional homicide. On Monday, May 29, 2006, in South Shore Park, the suspect saw his wife, from whom he separated, with her current boyfriend and other friends and family. He got involved in an argument with his estranged wife, demanding to see his daughter. Other people tried to intervene and calm the situation down. But then Cuoro produced a gun, fired numerous shots, shooting his wife's current boyfriend numerous times and killing him. He then shot a second victim multiple times, causing his death. Suspect also shot his wife, causing serious injury. 2 other victims sustained gunshot wounds during the incident. Ramon Ramirez is wanted for first-degree intentional homicide while armed. On October 9th of 2007 at 2182 South Muskego Avenue, the victim was at a party and became involved in an argument with someone else. What eventually happened was Mr. Ramirez got into a fight with the victim, knocked him to the ground, and then came from the side, pointing a gun at the victim, fired several shots at him as he ran away. The victim had gunshot wounds to his back, and that caused his death. Andre Hernandez Cruz is wanted for arson of a building, criminal damage to property, and violation of a domestic abuse restraining order or injunction. On October 25th of 2007, in the 2200 block of South 30th Street, the suspect, who was separated from his wife, damaged the victim's vehicle by smashing the window with a crowbar. He later came back to his estranged wife's residence, attempting to have contact with her and violating the restraining order. Suspect then went to the residence that he and his wife own in the 1900 block of South 14th Street and set the house on fire. Vidal Rodriguez Alvarez is wanted for first-degree reckless homicide. On about September 5th of 2008 at 3:45 p.m., while he was sitting in a car in front of South Division High School, the victim, another individual who are C-14 gang members, got involved in a fight with rival gang members in another vehicle. Now, both the cars left the area. Subsequently, they got together in the 1900 block of South 13th Street, where a second fight occurred. Now, the suspect approached the victim's vehicle on foot and threw a screwdriver at the auto. It entered the open driver's window and impaled the victim, causing her death. Howard L. Jeffers is wanted for armed robbery. On August 24th, 2008, as the victim left work, he was accompanied by a coworker who was constantly on his phone announcing their location. In the 2600 block of West North Avenue, the 2 suspects approached him. One displayed a handgun while the second acted as a lookout. He was ordered onto the porch at that location, ordered to remove his shoes and socks, which is where he kept his money. Suspect took the money and cell phone, and both suspects fled. The coworker also fled the scene without being approached by the suspects, and it was later determined that the coworker was also an associate of the suspect. Mark Stephen Warren is wanted for first-degree recklessly endangering safety while armed, second-degree recklessly endangering safety while armed, and possession of a firearm by a felon. On September 20th, 2008, about 2 p.m. at 514 West Vienna, the victim's driving her car while the suspect was operating a car in front of her. The suspect stopped his car in front of the victim, got out and walked toward her. The suspect, armed with a handgun, started firing several shots at the victim's vehicle, causing damage to that auto. As a result, the victim sitting on a nearby porch was struck in the left side by gunfire and was injured. Irvin D. Pitts is wanted for attempted first-degree intentional homicide while armed, habitual criminality, possession of firearm by a felon, habitual criminality. On November 12, 2008, about 7 p.m. in the 4200 block of West Seaman Place, the victim got home with her new boyfriend and 2 children. When she parked her vehicle in her garage, got out of the car, the suspect, who happens to be her ex-boyfriend, ran into the garage and fired a shot, striking her in the neck, that caused her to fall to the ground. As the victim attempted to get up, the suspect ran. He had left the garage, came back, and shot her 3 more times, telling her it wasn't going to be that easy to leave him. Irvin Pitts then fled the scene. His actions caused serious injury to the victim. Wesley Q. Vann is wanted for false imprisonment, battery. On November 2nd, 2008, between 3 p.m. and 3:30 p.m., in the 5200 block of North Mohawk Avenue in Glendale, the suspect, who happens to be the victim's ex-boyfriend, approached the victim as she's getting into her car, having just placed their child in the rear seat. Wesley Van then punched the victim and forced her into the front passenger seat of the vehicle as he got into the driver's seat. He then began driving her around the city of Milwaukee and the suburbs, threatening to kill her, their child, and himself, while he continued to batter and choke her. This occurred over about a 2-hour period. Finally, at 8700 West Servite Drive in the city of Milwaukee, the victim was finally able to get out of the car. However, Wesley Van drove off with their child still in the rear seat. The suspect later abandoned the vehicle and left the child unharmed with an acquaintance. Edward E. Stewart is wanted for second-degree recklessly endangering safety. On October 14, 2008, at about 9:40 p.m., at the 2400 block of West Walnut, while the victim was operating her car with her daughter, the suspect, Edward Stewart, happens to be the victim's ex-boyfriend, pulled behind her in his car and rammed the rear of her auto. Edward Stewart continued to chase the victim, again ramming her vehicle in the 2000 block of West Fleet. He continued to chase her until she drove to the 3rd District Police Station. The suspect then drove away. We have 3 suspects being removed from the list today because they've been captured by Milwaukee Police. Jamarl J. Washington was wanted for second-degree recklessly endangering safety while armed. He was arrested on November 6th. Luis Torres was wanted for 3 counts of second-degree sexual assault. He was arrested on November 6th at 2:24 p.m. And Ken Leon Wary was wanted for robbery. He was arrested on November 16th. So there they are. If you have any information on where Milwaukee Police can locate any of the people you saw, or if you have information on their whereabouts, please call us at 414-935-7360 or use the new anonymous messaging system on our website. You can find it at www.milwaukee.gov/police.